So I had the opportunity to check out the interview Blacc Sam just had with Big Boy. Big Boy, he's a popular DJ that's based in LA. He's known nationally, but he's based in LA. He's also a comedian. He and Nip had, I would say, quite a close relationship in terms of, just artist to media type relationship. And, Nip did a lot of interviews with Big Boy. Big Boy would also attend a lot of events supporting Nip's projects, etc. So it was great to see Blacc Sam sit down with Big Boy. And pretty much, I would say the theme of the interview was Blacc Sam telling the story of Nipsey Hussle and himself and just how they grew up and what truly motivated them to become the entrepreneurs that they are. Blacc Sam spoke on their childhood growing up and how there were struggles, but it was still a good childhood, still with a lot of love. And Blacc Sam, even though he was the big brother to Nipsey, in some ways he often would look up to Nipsey because Nipsey, he said, was quite gifted in terms of just intelligence and just being a go-getter, which is why he's called Nipsey Hussle. He hustled and they figured out ways to generate income. Now, listening to the interview, yes, he admitted to moments on their journey where they did engage in the underworld in terms of, engaging in illegal activities in order to achieve this, I guess you would call the American dream of just economic empowerment and financial freedom. But they ultimately knew that they wanted to go legit. And that is what they did through Nipsey's music. Nipsey, as Blacc Sam said, was extremely talented. He always had a passion for music. And he finally went for it at some point, and he went hard, and the rest is history. We see how successful he became with his music before his tragic passing. But one key moment in this interview that I was even surprised that Blacc Sam got into was he got into what happened prior to Nipsey's tragic passing, and he even shared his thoughts on maybe why Eric Holder, who is currently in jail for, I believe, 60 years to life for unaliving Nipsey, he spoke on his theory as to why Eric Holder would come after Nipsey. So first he talked about how Nipsey had done a video with DJ Khaled, which many of us have seen. It's called Higher. It features John Legend. It was shot in Nipsey's neighborhood. And there's a lot of street politics when it comes to Los Angeles and just how gang life can work. So according to Blacc Sam, some of that politics came into play. Nip had to handle that, or they were figuring out how to handle that. And the politics was you had DJ Khaled in Nipsey's hood, and there are certain higher ups, I guess you could call them, who may have had a problem with that and may have wanted DJ Khaled maybe to pay up because he was in that particular neighborhood. And I've heard of this happening to movie directors where they have also faced some type of, I guess you would call it, extortion because they were filming in particular neighborhoods. But I believe, or at least Blacc Sam explained it like nothing's going to happen to DJ Khaled. He's protected, and Nipsey just ensured nothing would happen. But because of that, Nipsey may have faced some potential conflict. This is according to Blacc Sam. Now, he didn't name any names, but he just said they were definitely on high alert. So they had dinner the night before Nipsey's passing. They were celebrating their cousin Adam's birthday. Adam is also a business partner with them. They were at Wally's in Beverly Hills, and they were talking about different protocols that they would implement in order to protect Nipsey. And Nipsey kind of joked around. In fact, Blacc Sam said, matter of fact, before you come to the store, you need to call one of us. And Nipsey was like, nah, I ain't gonna call y'all, But in hindsight, kind of wish he did. And what was interesting was once they left this dinner, apparently one of the directors for the music video Higher was there. which is quite interesting. You know, when you talk about the universe and timing, and you just wonder if there's like a force that just knows what's going to happen, because the video hire was released after Nipsey's passing. So you wonder, was Nipsey able to actually see the video? Well, it turns out that someone who worked on the video was at Wally's, and as they were leaving, they saw Nip, and of course they were excited to see each other, and he was actually able to show Nipsey some cuts of the video. So Nipsey was able to see at least some parts of the higher video, which ended up being his last video. But Blacc Sam, he shared his thoughts on Eric Holder. He said he feels like Eric Holder was sent there by someone. He, again, did not name any names. And I know there's theories out there about who, but since Blacc Sam didn't name any names, I won't name any names. But he feels he was sent there. And he feels that Eric Holder initially was maybe a little afraid to take out the hit. So that's why he initially showed up with no shirt on and just kind of looked around the scene, because he said normally when Nipsey arrives at the store, someone is usually, Blacc Sam is usually him or just someone else, will usually stand at the door with a hoodie on and literally have a weapon on them just to, in essence, protect Nipsey while he's at the store. Because that was always my question. Like, was Nipsey just kind of hanging around without any protection? But it turns out, no, he was always protected, even when he would show up at his store. But that day, according to Blacc Sam, he's like, I guess they just didn't follow the protocol. And he says he knows that it's often busy, but they just didn't follow that protocol and stand at the door as Nipsey is at the store at the parking lot. But he feels like Eric Holder showing up with no shirt on, talking to Nip, even though I know they said that they may have had a little bit of a conflict in terms of speaking on whether Eric Holder was a snitch or whatever. In fact, Eric Holder's lawyer tried to argue that this was a crime of passion because Nipsey accused Eric Holder of being a snitch. But there's witnesses that were there who said, no, they did not really have a hostile conversation. And when you look at the video, Eric Holder was just kind of walking around, chatting with Nip. Then he left, got his food. And when he got his food, he kept looking at Nipsey, which I thought was odd. So with that, I agree with Blacc Sam that I think he was just trying to scope out the area and make sure there was no one around who could possibly attack him. Because what ended up happening was he left and then he came back, as Blacc Sam said, oddly, with a red shirt on, which he felt was something to throw people off, to make people think that maybe another gang came back and shot at Nipsey. But of course, we know that Eric Holder is actually a part of the same gang as Nipsey. But yeah, he said that was supposed to be a throw off, because he's like, how are you even wearing a red shirt? They don't even sell red shirts in the neighborhood. So with that, he was like, it was premeditated. He was likely hired in some kind of way. He didn't say that verbatim that he was hired, but pretty much he was sent there to do a particular job on Nipsey. And him telling the story about how they met the night before, about some static they were facing due to DJ Khaled coming to the neighborhood. And then the next day, Nipsey is unalived. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could just put two and two together, like maybe there is a connection there. But as Blacc Sam said, time will tell the truth. And it looks like we're just getting a little bit more insight, because he even admitted he's not going to give you all the details. He said, I can't share everything that we talked about. So I'm pretty sure there's even more to this story that happened prior to Nipsey's passing and after Nipsey's passing. There's probably a lot that we, the public, just don't know. But maybe in time, it will come out. But what are your thoughts on this? As always, continue prayers to Nipsey Hussle's family. May he continue to rest in power, because you can see the hurt that was on Blacc Sam's face. And just in his tone of voice, you can tell he's hurting. They were super close. He even admitted that he even thought of taking a substance because the pain was that hard for him, and he has never thought about taking a substance. Not saying he is, but he just said he thought about it because it's that hard to deal with. So continue prayers to him, his family, his children, and just share your thoughts below. I'm Stacey Brewer, and this is H Blues Word. Peace.